everybody, welcome to the Seasoned Butcher. I'm Charlie Anderson, and today we're going to make some venison dogs. Some good old-fashioned venison dogs. So what you're going to do to start with to make venison dogs is venison dogs are 70% venison, 30% pork. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut your pork, debone it, take out all the little glands out of it, cut it into 1-inch, 2-inch pieces. Same thing with your venison. Make sure it's in small enough pieces, 1 or 2 inch, that it can fit through the throat of your grinder. After you got it all deboned and ready to go through your grinder, what you're going to do is we put it through a 12.5 millimeter coarse grind. What that does is it keeps it nice and big and meaty, and it doesn't break down the actual meat fibers. Because you want a good meaty hot dog. Not this fine grind, emulsified hot dog. So, I ain't gonna mention any names, but you know what I'm talking about. The ones for 88 cents at Super Value, yeah, we ain't making them. This is a good classic deer dog. So what you're gonna do, after you have it through your 12.5 millimeter coarse grind, is you're gonna add your seasonings. Now, a little pre-tip before you start, so you're ready when you get to this process. I use the right amount of water that goes into your batch, and I put my pink cure right into the water, and I mix it with this whisk. That takes a few minutes, and all that pink cure does is it dissolves in the water, because we're smoking these hot dogs. So in order to put them through the smoker, you got to put cure in. And you just follow the instructions right on the package. It'll actually come with the pink cure right on the seasoning. So when you're set up and you're ready to go, and you're ready to start putting your seasoning in, what I like to do is add half the seasoning at a time, because we're mixing this by hand, and half the water. On my deer dogs, is I actually like to add 1.25 ounces. This is hickory smoke powder to my deer dogs, besides smoking them. I like that little extra flavor that comes inside. So after you mix half of it in, then you're going to mix in your other half of your water and the other half of your seasoning. After you get that all mixed in, then it's time to run it through a final grind. Our final grind is 4.5 millimeter. It may look small, but trust me, your meat will come out with a nice coarse texture. After you get all your stuff ground, the next procedure is time to stuff. We're going to stuff it through a 24 to 26 millimeter sheet casing. And I actually prefer buying the sheet casings that are already on plastic sleeves, instead of just getting that bundle of sheet casings and you're trying to take them apart. You got to flush the salt out of the inside. These already, all you do is soak them in water 30 minutes before you stuff, and they're already sorted on their own plastic sleeve. As you can see, they slide right on the stuffing horn, nice and easy, and you're ready to stuff. Now, me, I got electric stuffer. What you're going to do is you're going to set that electric stuffer so you have a nice, even, consistent feed. You don't want it going just really, really fast and you create all kinds of air bubbles, or you'll pop a casing. So nice, even, and consistent. If you get an air bubble, use a little picker. At the Seasoned Butcher, we sell little pickers, and they're a lifesaver. You get an air bubble, all you got to do is just stop, give it a little poke, and you can just keep on stuffing your hot dogs. Now the next step, after you get your hot dogs all the way stuffed, is we're going to let them sit overnight for smoking. The reason why we do that is, letting the hot dogs sit overnight, is the seasoning actually marries into the meat better. It becomes a more robust, flavorful hot dog. Now, when it comes to smoking, what we're going to do is we're going to hang these on 1-inch dowels inside our smoker. This is just a regular smoker that you can buy at any box store. We're not doing anything fancy here. So I'm going to put it down on my lowest setting. Usually you want to start out on the lowest temperature setting that you got. Mine is about 140. So that's what I'm going to set my smoker at, because my meat's going to be cooler. And we're just going to let that go for about an hour to 2 hours and let them hot dogs sweat a little bit. Once you see with your meat probes that your hot dogs are starting to come up, when they reach around that 100 to 120 degrees, you start raising the temperature in your smoker. And I like to bump it up. If I start out at about 120, 140, I like to bump it up to about that 175 to 180 degree range. And then as my meat starts coming up, then I'll bump it up to 200, 180 to 200, depending on the day and how your smoker is fluctuating. Because sometimes the temperature of your smoker will fluctuate depending on how hot it is outside. So when your dogs start coming up, you don't pull them out until they reach 155 degrees. Because these dogs have cure in them. And you're going to want to be able to eat these on the fly, on the go, out in your duck blind, out in a deer stand. You can eat these cold. These are going to be already cooked. So when your dogs finally reach 155 degrees internal temp, and don't be scared to use 2-3 different meat thermometers, because you pull them out and you throw them into a cold water bath. Now the reason why you put them in that cold water bath is you want to lower the temperature inside that dog as fast as you can. You want to stop that cooking process as fast as you can so you don't dry out your dog. So you want that to be down below 130 degrees so it stops cooking. Then you're going to pull them dogs out of that water, put them on a nice rack out in the air someplace that's safe so the dog doesn't get them, and just let them air dry for about an hour. And then you're ready to package.